iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, the man himself behind that very band, the man behind that very song, Graham Bidstrup joined us. Do you want to be Buzz? Does anyone call you Graham?
Only my wife and my mum used to, but Buzz would be fine.
Let's do Buzz.
Because when you joined the Angels, they said, well, we can't have Graham in the band.
That's right. It was really weird. They were, John, Rick, Doc and Charlie, and they said Graham. They said, that's a bit weird. And I just said, what about Buzz? And I'd had this name, Buzz Throckman, that we made up in Denmark.
Right.
when I backpacked around Europe. And we just made up this name, Buzz Throckman. So I became Buzz Throckman.
You became Buzz. Look, obviously I know you from obviously the Angels, but I wasn't aware that you were also behind so many of the other bands, the Party Boys and Ganga Jang, and you tell a very interesting story in the book about this line. This is Australia. The iconic line from that song almost didn't make it in.
It almost didn't. We were at a rehearsal room and Jeffrey Stapleton, our lovely keyboard player, said to Mark Callahan, the writer of the song, that line, this is Australia, it's a bit jingoistic, isn't it? It's a bit like, maybe we should get rid of it. And Cal said, yeah, maybe we should get rid of it. And I went over my dead body, because it was just something I thought that was intrinsic to the whole thing. And it would have been frightening if that had been left out.
When No Secrets came out, and in the book you described this, you're recording No Secrets, it's a great song, and then you get the call that Bon Scott has passed away, and Bon Scott was a friend of yours. He was instrumental in getting the Angels together.
Yeah, absolutely. He got them their deal with Vanda and Young. So the Bon and Angus and Malcolm, the Angels before were called the Keystone Angels, and they did a tour with AC/DC in South Australia. And they suggested them to Vanda and Young. So, very much so. Bon was very intrinsic.
So when you hear No Secrets, does that bring back memories to that day? Because it was pretty much you were recording and it happened.
Yeah.
You got the news?
It does. It does indeed. And it was a very sombre moment. And we drank to his health. And then Doc did the vocal.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
So many of the people that you write about and that have been part of your life are no longer with us. What's the sliding door that keeps you here?
Oh, gee, I just think I'm just lucky, because I've had reasonably good health. I think I managed to get out of the drug stuff.
The Milo years?
I got out of them early enough, and the work that I do now with the Jimmy Little Foundation, doing that work, that keeps me really, really busy and it keeps me active. And I think that's a really important thing. The older you get, the more active you can be in brain and body. Then you're gonna stay around a bit longer.
It must provide great succour to see that the Angels now, they're pretty much after all these years, are still available on YouTube. And even just reading this book, and I'd recommend this to anyone you're reading No Secrets, you can dial into various times of your career.
Yes.
So it's like they've got a new lease on life. But on one hand, do you hate it when people say, the Angels, they were robbed or they never got there? Does that drive you crazy?
Look, I think getting to this age now and realising what you have to go through, you've got to understand that when you get a break, like when you've got a chance, you've got to take it. The Angels had a chance in 1980 when we were touring there.
Being England?
Touring America.
Right.
So we toured England and America in 1980. And explain in the book that I was sitting in a hotel room in New York and realising we'd have to sell 4 million records before I'd make 1 cent, and thinking to yourself, well, if we didn't have a bit of an esprit de corps, like the whole band going, we're in this, we've had 5 years of building it in Australia, now we need to do another 5 years overseas, because we would have had to do 5 years, I reckon, 3 to 5 years. But if everyone had said, yes, let's do it, I think we would have made it.
Right.
And if we hadn't left Albert's, we actually bought out of our contract with 1 album to go and then signed with Epic Records, thereby severing that Albert's, Vanda and Young, AC/DC love, hug that we had with them. And as soon as we left them, it was all over. I reckon it was all over. We should have stayed with Albert's. We should have toured with AC/DC. We should have put another 5 years into it, and we'd all be sitting in our mansions.
And would you say this to a young band? So a young band comes up to you and they say, right, Buzz, give us, what's the key?
The key is when you get your opportunity, make sure you realise that opportunity and understand that you don't actually get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 chances. You usually get one.
And that sacrifice comes with that.
It does, absolutely. You've got to be prepared to say, we've spent 5 years getting it to this point. Are we going to spend another 3 years getting it to the next level? And it really is. You have to be that strategic about it.
Does it burn you up? Do you see that at 3 a.m?
No. I just go, that was that part of my life, and I just look towards what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
And you worked in films. You've done a lot of stuff, like a lot of producing.
I know, it's just really weird. I just because I've got a big hat rack, so I've got lots of different hats, and that's also kept me, I think, engaged as well, because I do so much different stuff. I love doing the film music. I love doing the TV show, the Sweet and Sour. I love playing in bands. I love walking into a studio with nothing and just walking out with something. So, just going in there with nothing but a thought and then a bunch of people and coming out with something.
Do you get on the drum kit still?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all the time. I'm always writing. I'm always recording. Got a studio at home. My son plays as well. He's more of a, he does house music and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. But he's good. He's good at it. He plays drums too, so we can jam.
Sounds like a life well lived, Buzz.
It is.
It's a good life. It's a good life.
Yeah.
And Doc was a great friend of our show, and he came in.
And
I ended
loved
up,
you guys.
Well, I ended up sort of. It's weird how, because I was such a fan of the Angels, and then Doc suddenly had my phone number, and he'd ring me.
I gave it to him.
At certain times, usually late at night.
Yeah.
And he'd say, "Jonesy, it's Doc." And I go, "Hey, Doc," and he's go, "I've got an idea." But he did come up with Rock for Doc, which was our Backyard Jam series, which was a great thing.
Absolutely. And when we did the Rock for Doc concert, which I revisited just recently, you guys were there.
Yeah, we hosted it.
You were the hosts.
Yeah.
And that concert is actually amazing. I've got all of the video for it. I've got all of the audio for it.
Oh, would that ever be released?
Well, I actually talked to Michael Borglund from Beyond about that the other day. And if we could get something together where we honour the support act side of that, and we can get it post produced.
Yep.
I reckon it'd be a great show. It was an amazing, and we've got to get
Peter Garrett performed.
Yeah.
He come from
Almost
Canberra,
everyone.
stood up, sang, went out again.
Absolutely, yeah.
And everyone was there.
Everyone, the Hoft was there.
David Hasselhoff.
Right? What?
But how many acts?
mad.
There were like 14 acts.
It was
All there to support Doc Neeson when he needed it.
And it
yeah,
was,
absolutely.
But there was 2 minutes in between each. And I remember saying to the organisers, you guys, I say, you're talking about bands here. There's no way no band will be off stage in 2 minutes. And they did it.
We did it. And I had an Excel sheet, and I just said,
spreadsheet.
"You're off now."
That was it.
Oh, yeah,
and we
yeah.
had to, you and I had to pad in between, but we didn't really have to do any padding. It was just
It was
extraordinary.
a very well-oiled machine, and that was a night of love for Doc, wasn't it? You
it
could
certainly-
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and to see that the whole thing sort of came down to all of his friends performing for him, and then when he came out on stage and sang,
His top hat.
it just brought the house down.
Well, Buzz, the book is great. Get it
thank
now.
you.
No secrets. It's available now. Graham Buzz.
Now,
Bidstrup.
right now.
Right now. Available at all good bookstores. Thank you, Buzz.
Thank you, Jonesy. Thank you.
Great to see you.